Feeling behind financially can be one of those worries that quietly follows you around. Maybe you wish you had started saving earlier. Maybe you look at friends who seem to have their finances sorted and wonder where you went wrong. Or perhaps retirement is getting closer, and you're beginning to think seriously about whether you've done enough. But feeling behind doesn't mean you've run out of time. Sometimes, the best place to start isn't with another complicated financial strategy. It's with a better understanding of money, your behavior around it, and what you can realistically do from where you are today. Welcome back to GrowBooks, where we explore books that can help us think differently, live better, and make positive changes in our lives. Today, I've chosen 3 books for anyone who feels financially behind. Each approaches the problem differently, but together they offer something incredibly valuable: perspective, practical direction, and a reminder that your financial past doesn't have to determine your financial future. Let's begin. The first book is The Psychology of Money by Housel. This is a great place to start because financial progress isn't only about knowing what to do with money. It's also about understanding how we behave around it. Housel explores how our experiences, emotions, and personal histories influence financial decisions. And that's particularly relevant when you constantly compare your situation with somebody else's. You might see a friend buying an investment property, a colleague talking about retiring early, or somebody online apparently enjoying complete financial freedom. What you don't see is their entire financial story. They may have started from a completely different position, received opportunities you didn't have, made sacrifices you know nothing about, or even be struggling financially behind the scenes. The Psychology of Money helps bring the focus back to your own behavior and your own definition of enough. If comparison is making you feel as though you're failing financially, this book can help you look at money from a much healthier perspective. The second book is The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. One of the dangers of feeling financially behind is believing you need to catch up quickly. That's when complicated investments, risky opportunities, and promises of fast wealth can suddenly become very tempting. Collins takes almost the opposite approach. The central philosophy is simplicity, patience, and long-term thinking. Rather than treating wealth building as something requiring constant financial maneuvering, the book encourages readers to understand a straightforward path towards financial independence and stick with it. And there's something reassuring about that when you're starting later than you would have liked. You don't necessarily need to make up for every year you've lost. You need to make better use of the years ahead. If you're overwhelmed by investing or feel you've missed your opportunity to build wealth, The Simple Path to Wealth can help make the journey feel far more manageable. And the third book is From Financial Regret to Financial Freedom by Julian Merren. I've included this one because it speaks directly to the emotional problem underneath today's topic. What happens when you know you should move forward financially, but you can't stop thinking about everything you should have done differently? Maybe you should have saved more. Maybe you should have invested earlier. Maybe you accumulated debt you now regret. Or perhaps you simply woke up one day and realized you're not where you expected to be financially. From Financial Regret to Financial Freedom is about moving beyond that regret and concentrating on what you can still control. It walks through understanding where you stand financially, deciding what your money should prioritize, creating an emergency fund, tackling debt, beginning to build wealth, and eventually creating your own financial freedom plan. Most importantly, it doesn't promise that you can magically recover lost decades overnight. The message is much more practical. You cannot change when you started, but you can change what happens next. If your biggest financial obstacle isn't simply money, but the feeling that you've left things too late, this book was written with that experience in mind. And perhaps that's the common lesson running through all 3 of today's books. The Psychology of Money helps you stop measuring your financial life against everybody else's. The Simple Path to Wealth shows the value of simplicity and long-term thinking. And From Financial Regret to Financial Freedom helps turn regret about the past into practical action for the future. You don't need to have everything figured out today. You don't need to catch up with your neighbor, your friends, or somebody you follow online. You simply need to make your next financial decision a little better than the last one. Because financial progress isn't about where you should have been by now. It's about what you choose to do from here. Thanks for watching GrowBooks. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more book recommendations, reviews, and ideas for personal growth. And don't forget to check the description below, where you'll find helpful links to the books mentioned in today's video. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and keep growing.